Good morning, Dave here with Organic Gardening in North Carolina. It is June 30, so I'm almost out of time to do a June garden update. A lot's been going on, so let me turn the camera around and show you what's happening. Okay, here's the lower part of the garden. It's my blueberry bush, which put out a lot of blueberries. We didn't get a whole lot because I didn't put any bird netting over it, but we did get a few. Let's see, here's a tomato plant with some tomatoes hanging on there. These got some sun scald, which I could probably cut that half off and still have a good tomato there. Some comfrey. Here's my little tiny fig tree. Looks like something's eating the leaf, and there's a little ladybug or something. Maybe it's not a ladybug. Maybe that's what's eating the leaf. Anyways, this thing's grown about 2 feet already. This is popcorn that I planted from some organic popcorn seed. I think I showed you a watermelon plant last month that just had barely sprouted. Well, that vine is going all over the place now. And here is this is the largest watermelon on it. So that's doing quite well. The vines are taking over this whole area. I forget if I showed you I planted some moringa seeds, but this is my biggest moringa tree. I haven't had a whole lot of breakfast yet, so I'm going to be snapping some breakfast as I go. I just had a mosquito trying to snap some breakfast on me. There's my potatoes. They're dying now. So it's actually about time to dig those up and see what we got. This is my ginger. It's growing quite well. That ginger's probably about 2 feet tall also. There's another little moringa tree. Also planted some turmeric. That's the turmeric right there. It had a volunteer tomato growing in the pot, so I left that too. There's some rattlesnake beans hanging up over here on this trellis that I need to pick. Nice thing about the rattlesnake beans is they can get to that size and still be good to eat. Where regular beans, when they get that big, are really, really tough. So that's what I like about the rattlesnake beans. This is my garlic. It is pretty much dead, and I need to harvest that as soon as possible. There's a nice basil plant. That basil plant's over 2 feet tall. This is a plant called borage, called the bee plant, because it'll get nice blue blooms that attract the bees. My Bocking 14 comfrey is really taking off. Seems like the leaves on this are bigger than my other variety. This is a Holland green, which mind went blank, but the guy at the Back to Eden Garden, Paul, that's it. Paul uses that to feed his livestock. And he said it's a really nice green. It looks like it's doing pretty well. These are lettuce that's gone to seed. Could probably get some seeds from there. The strawberries. These are everbearing strawberries. I'm not really thrilled about their flavor and the size and everything with them. but we are getting some strawberries. They're not huge and they don't taste all that great. I'm gonna try another variety. I think Aspen, is a nice variety. Got lots of stuff growing back in there. These flowers in my granddaughter's flower bed are dahlias and some zinnias. That's a dahlia. That's a zinnia. Zinnias are really pretty. I think they're one of my favorite flowers. My Malabar spinach has gone the whole way to the top of that trellis, which is probably 6 or 7 feet. I like to eat the tips of those. See back in there, there's carrots growing, some beets. Way back in there, that's kale. It's mostly going to seed, but I can still eat the leaves off of that. There's a cucumber plant. Oh look, there's a couple cucumbers that need picked. There's one. There's two. And there's another one over here that I'll pick. And another one to leave for a day or two. Here's arugula growing. This is all self-seeded. That is good. Okay. The raspberries did really, really well. Get back here so this focuses. There we go. But they're growing like crazy too. They're like over 5 feet tall. There's some rainbow chard. You can see that's a red one. It's doing really well. My zucchini usually gets eaten up by vine borers. I actually had vine borers in my plant. I pulled one of the plants out and it killed 2 vine borers out of it. But they were getting on my plants even before the things flowered. So what I did is I put a bunch of something, it's called neem cake. But basically it's ground up neem. You can use it as a fertilizer and as a bug repellent. And I scattered that like a 1/2 inch thick all around the base of the plant. And I don't know if that's gonna stop the vine borers, but it's sort of an experiment to see. I did get 2 zucchinis off of it already and the plants are still alive, which is more than I've been getting the last couple years. Okay, here's some more rattlesnake beans. You can tell they're rattlesnake beans because they have that pattern on them. They are good. And then down here, underneath here, I planted some regular bush green beans that I got the seeds from Luke at MI Gardener. Oh, look. There's another cucumber. I hope kids and wife are ready to eat some cucumbers today. This is actually my tomato cage that I built, and I've been getting some nice tomatoes off of it. This is some kind of oh, I forget what this is. I'll have to look up my last video to when I planted them to see what they are. It's some kind of an heirloom tomato. This is a volunteer cucumber. It's See, it has a cucumber hanging there. Got some purslane. Some more Swiss chard. This is Isis cherry, I believe. They are an orange cherry tomato. Way up here on the trellis is some more cucumbers. This is that volunteer plant. Getting a pile of cucumbers. There are some peppers in here also. See where I can get to the camera to see that pepper. Poblanos, I think. I should probably eat that pepper. These are some sunflowers I got from Unedited. This is the stevia, which is a volunteer. Still grew from last year. Here's another cucumber plant. Three more cucumbers. Another basil plant. A horseradish. Some garlic that I have harvested already. That is elephant garlic. That's out here sitting out to dry a little bit before I take it in the house. This is some Indian corn. Here's my largest fig tree from last year that died down to the ground this year. It's already sprouted out 4 feet. I don't see any figs on it yet. I do have a fig tree out front in the front yard that did not die over the winter. And that one actually does have some figs growing on it already. This is seed that I got from Praxis. This is his Rapunzel tomato that he sent out seeds. They've got a nice flavor. There's another basil plant. This is the remains of my broccoli. There's some more pepper plants over here. I believe these are an Anaheim chili. That one looks like it got a little rotted on the bottom. I have a lot of marigolds all through here that are volunteers. There's some lettuce. There's my Jerusalem artichokes, which are already about 7 feet tall. There's my grandkids blowing up the bouncy house. They're up and going this morning already. There's some more red Malabar spinach. I'm going up the, this is all volunteer stuff from last year. And I put my compost pile right by here, which is a long-term compost pile, so it keeps the moisture in the soil. Here's some onions that I harvested. They're here drying out till I use them. More marigolds. And this is where I had the kale, the dinosaur kale, or elephant, I think it's dinosaur kale. Here's another volunteer cucumber. I've been picking a lot of cucumbers off of this one. And there's some more rattlesnake beans. These are ones that I actually did plant, so they're behind the volunteer ones. Alright, well, I gotta get to work, so time to sign off. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. We'll see you next month, if not before. Thanks for watching.